Happy Wednesday. It is Wow Wednesday day. Hope you guys are doing all well. I am using a new streaming service, so you may have seen me popped on a couple times already today. But I'm Alicia. I'm the founder of the Healthy Moms of Faith group. So excited to have you here with us today. I have a special guest with me today, so I'm excited to share her story with you. Also, just let me know if you can hear me in the comments below. I'll put clarity in the comments if you are feeling frustrated about your health journey or your weight loss journey, because I think Andrea's story is going to encourage you very, very much today. So let us know if you're excited about that. Welcome to this group. I am Alicia. I created this group. I created this community for moms who want to follow Jesus and be empowered by the word of God to lose weight, get healthier and whole, and be free from maybe food addictions or self-sabotage, things that have held us captive in our health journey in the past. So, and we're doing this and we're learning this by understanding our worth and our value in who God says we are as his daughters. And so if that is you, if you're in this group and that is you, then you're in the right place. We're so excited to have you here. What I teach in this group is that I really believe God desires to see us healthy and whole completely. So in spirit, soul, and body is what I like to say. And the reason for that is so we can live the life we're designed to live. If you think about from the very beginning of time, how God originally designed us, he wants us to get back to that. He really does. Obviously, sin got in the way, right? And so we can get back to that. And he wants us to thrive in life, not just to survive. And I think that's something common that we as moms tend to get into this mindset of striving or surviving. And that's really not how we're supposed to live. So I want to provide you ladies some education and understanding of foundational healthy habits, whether that's spiritual or physical, in order to help you build healthier lifestyles and to help you transform your health as a whole. So that is why we're here in this group. So I'm so excited you're here. If you are watching this video later in YouTube, I do upload these videos to YouTube. Come join us in the Healthy Moms of Faith group on Facebook. I know not everybody's on Facebook, so if you're not, then obviously use the YouTube resource. But if you have Facebook, come join our group. It's on Facebook, on facebook.com/groups/Healthy Moms of Faith, all one word. So that's always my little intro I like to do for our trainings for this group. So welcome to you ladies. Again, if you're here, if you're watching, let me check the comments, make sure everybody can see me too. Make sure that you let us know if you're excited, if you can hear us, put clarity in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Andrea. Andrea has worked with me, I think it's been about 6 months. Is that right? That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to give her a minute to just kind of share her story, share, who she is, what she does, all of that. So Andrea, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, I will hand it over to you.
Hi, I'm Andrea Fair, and I live in Canada. We have a lot of snow still, so that is not awesome, but it's going to leave eventually. I am a mom, well, a wife and a mom of 4 kids. I had our daughter with a C-section, and the 3 boys were VBACs. And during that time, I also had chronic illness, so it was a little bit extra crazy. And yet God is faithful and he is good, and he sustained me through that. And eventually in 2017, he said, it's time to write a book. And I'm like, say what now? But he led me to write a book on freedom, about the things that he'd been teaching me, the framework around freedom that he'd been teaching me through that time of chronic illness. And so I released that in 2018 and started my ministry called Flying Free Ministry. So I do coaching and around freedom and keynote speaking. And so I'm always after freedom in my own journey. And so that is what led me to Alicia, because I'm like, hey, God, seriously, like this belly that's going on here is not my friend. And I honestly prayed, I'm like, God, just lead me to the right person, because I've done many things throughout the years, and God gave me healing from my chronic illness in actually 2017, unbeknownst to me at the time. And so I've really valued being able to work out again, and knowing that my body had at one point, like literally my chronic fatigue would like you know how you get tired and you're like, I need a nap, and mine would just like shut down. It's like, I'm tired, and then I'm like, and I can't talk, and now I can't move my arms, and now I feel like someone's choking me. And so very debilitating. And yeah, so once I got that back, I wanted to be active like I used to be. And then I didn't done many things and realized, okay, so I can lose the weight, I can stay committed. And then I just let it come back on again. And then I'm mad, and then I lose the weight, and then I'm committed. And then and it's just like, I am done with this. So God led me to Alicia, and I'll tell you the rest of the story as we proceed.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you kind of jumped into our first question, which is awesome because that's where we're going anyways. So yeah, obviously you kind of shared, where you were when you and I met, and that's awesome. And that was my first question too, was, what were some of the mindsets that you were struggling with at that point when you and I met? What was kind of going on with your health journey at that point?
At that point, I was just really mad at myself because I'd lost the same weight how many times. And just really the thought that came to mind was, if I could just lose this belly fat, then I would be okay. And so now hearing it, it makes me laugh because I'm like, wow, really? But on that day, when I said that prayer, that was where I was at. And so, yeah, my life looked like knowing I shouldn't eat as much nachos. So I was trying to like rein that in, and knowing I should eat more vegetables, but I'm not really doing it, and bits and pieces of things, but just not consistency. And even exercise, like I should get out there. So lots of pressure to make change, but not the ability to do it, I guess.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I see that quite a bit. And so if you're watching this later, if you're watching it now, or you're watching it later, put clarity in the comments if this is something that you need clarity on, or if you feel like right now in your health journey, you're just mad at yourself. You're frustrated with yourself, put mad in the comments, whatever emotion you're feeling, because you're not alone. I think that's the main thing that when I talk to ladies in this group, when I work with clients, we're in this place, this mindset of just being disappointed with ourselves. And, obviously we all start with some place, right? And I think it's good to evaluate where we are. And I know that was definitely Andrea's frustration with herself, was, can't believe I'm still here, or I'm in this cycle of yo-yoing and all the things. So thanks for sharing that, Andrea. So when you and I started working together, what changed for you the most, do you think?
Well, yeah, sorry, my brain just went back to what you said about surviving and striving in the intro. And that is like, really, that's how you could have categorized my thoughts around my body and my lifestyle. I was like, okay, we got to do this. And so, yeah, definitely surviving and striving. And it was interesting because at the same time, God was at work to grow me in my worth and my value, that it wasn't in actually what I looked like, and it wasn't actually in how much I could do. And so he was working, beginning that work around the biblical mindset of my worth and value is 100% in him. And I just had no clue that the connection, the body, soul, mind connection was so necessary, but my focus had been on the spirit part. And then I was just being mean to myself about my body. Meanwhile, I'm telling myself, you have value in Christ. So when I started working with you and with the biblical mindset, it was kind of like that aha click of like, wait a minute, you can't be speaking the truth of yourself and then yelling at yourself for not trying hard enough or whatever. So just realizing I need to have grace-filled mindsets and celebrating that you put in a lot of work and you have seen results. Now, what's the tweaks we need now? So for me, working with you has just really brought a lot of validation that I have put in hard work, and just the validation that we all have different body types, and what has your body been through? I remember listening to one of your teachings, and you were just talking about like after, like postpartum, right? Like, and what that looks like and what that's like for your body. And I just I teared up because I'm like, why did no one tell me this? Like, I just did that by myself. Like, that would have been awesome. So I just really valued that information of being able to begin the process of changing my mindset around my body, and even nutrition, and actually all of the things. So really a lot of mindset, just awareness of the need to change my mindsets was probably the loudest thing when we first started working together.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And that's something that I see. And I've had to work on that in my own life too. I've been on a health journey, if you will, for, committing to it for about 15, 16 years. And in the beginning, I think a lot of us do have this, body image thing that we struggle with because we're comparing ourselves to someone else. And over time, like you said, it's just, I think we're tearing up our temple. We're tearing up how God's made us to be. We're all individual. We all have different body types, and there's different reasons why we have different things going on. And so, yeah, if we don't see ourselves fully as valuable the way God sees us, even though our flesh has got problems, that doesn't mean we can't work on those things, right? And doing it from the right mindset, like you're saying, is so important, especially for staying in the journey, I think, because that's where the yo-yo and the cycling happens, because we're frustrated with where we're at or how fast or slow, usually slow, it's going. Yeah, you had a chronic illness, you mentioned that, and so that was kind of a setback in your life, and that's going to happen in life. Like, I have an autoimmune disease, and that was a setback in my life, and I've had to reprioritize and rechange my mindsets about things. And so, yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I need a different mindset about this. I don't know exactly what it looks like, but I need to have a better perspective, because there is a freedom and a joy that comes from understanding these things that Andrea was saying, like that her body is different and that she's got different things that she needs, and figuring those things out, it becomes way less frustrating when you understand, oh, I'm doing what my body actually needs, and I'm doing the pace the correct way. And yeah, I know that was something for you that you always talk about what is it? She has these, like, I don't want to dive too much into it, but your personalities. I'll let you explain it because it's really funny. I think it's cool though. But yeah, share that with us too.
Oh, that's funny. I forgot to put that. Yeah, I've been learning about myself, I'm in this whole season of reclaiming me and freedom to be all in. And God's been teaching me about different parts of myself that I've allowed over the years. And one of them is like Phoebe the Pharisee, who really likes, like, we need to have the rules and we need to do it all right. But actually, like, if you've watched Friends, not that I endorse it entirely, she's hilarious, right? And so I'm like, so Phoebe wants to be fun, but she's like, we have to follow the rules. And so as I've been working with my developing awareness, developing mindsets, be able to see, wait a minute, Phoebe's getting pretty loud about, like, you have to do this every day like this or else. And so that has been, yeah, like you said, really freeing to be able to realize the power of mindsets and to realize how much it's affecting what I'm doing. Like, I know for the beginning of your program, how we have to do the personality test, that was just so, like, it just was such a gift, because Alicia and I have similar personalities. So she could hear me going this way during our check-ins and be like, oh, I've been there myself. So what do you think needs to change? And then I could develop that awareness of just like, oh, okay, yeah, she's just going all into that striving part of it, versus okay, what is your body actually saying about pace? And I know you've also spoke about, like, transformation and like that it takes time. And I was like, I know it takes effort. I can do the effort, but it's like, yeah, but it takes time. And I'm like, no, I no, I don't want that one.
Yeah.
But as I've relaxed into the program and into the foundational things that are required, then that was what has been transformational for me and brought me tremendous freedom in my journey.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So if that's you and you need a mindset shift, you need a different perspective so that you can enjoy the process, just put mindset in the comments and let us know. Is that you definitely need a different perspective so you can relax into the process and enjoy the process and not be so Phoebe the Pharisee to ourselves, because that's what happens in self-sabotage, is we beat ourselves up because we're not in a certain place that we think we should be, when in actuality it's just that we should, our pace is different. So all right, then someone else says dirty So Andrea, then, aside from the mindset, then through this process, working with me, what is your life like now? What's changed for you?
So for me, definitely body acceptance, being able to see myself in the mirror and remember, wait a minute, I have had 4 human beings live inside of me. I'm doing all right. And to even just all that Alicia's taught me about my posture, about breathing has been really huge. And she did a workshop. I remember your training on the different body types, and that was just so freeing for me. I'm like, okay. And it's like, I've heard bits of it throughout life, but it was just finally made sense. And I'm like, I can accept this. I've never really been able to accept my body type. And I was able to just be like, this is a good thing. I track my food and exercise and sleep and all the things. And for a while there, it was just like, I just am falling off the wagon with this. And now it is, like Alicia said, it gives you information so you know where you're headed. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's worth doing. So tweaks like that. Like the big 3 of having your protein and your vegetables, or protein, veggies, and carbs, and the right amounts of them has been important too, just to keep track of it in front of me versus I think I'm okay, maybe I'm not okay. Kind of giving me more stability that way, and really just that grace has been built in now. And so I know even in Alicia's teaching around holidays and stuff, and just like, it's okay to take time for you. Like, you're allowed to have a nap when you need to, or around stress management, and just be like, actually, your teens, can they not like message you before on the, like, once they get home, or you don't actually have to stay up till 11 to make sure they're home. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's another way of doing this. So just being more aware of the wholeness, right, of spirit, soul, body, and how I'm allowed to and invited to, and God wants me to show up for me in all of those areas regularly. And as I'm doing that, I'm just gaining the rhythms that I've wanted for many years, and gaining more peace and freedom also.
Cool.
So what's changed for me as we've been working together, apart from mindsets has been huge, but really body acceptance of just, this is how I am made. This is, I have housed 4 people inside my body. Like, I haven't actually stopped and celebrated, like, wow, my body's done really great for it. And I've had 15 years of chronic illness. That's crazy. So just to be kind to myself in regards to, this is what I've done, and then to show up for myself, by eating the right things, with the big 3, and by moving and listening to when my body's like, actually, no, we're not doing a hard workout today. We're doing a walk or whatever. And just to learn to listen to my body and respect it, but also enjoy it. I remember at the beginning when you would say, yeah, there's joy in the journey. I'm just like, give you the angry, don't talk to me right now. And now I'm like telling people, oh, no, there's like really joy in the journey. And I'm getting the angry eyes. But I'm like, no, talk to Alicia. It's true. So
yes,
it's been a huge change.
awesome. Yes, yeah, and I think you mentioned too, just feeling more confident in, what nutrition things you need for your body. Because definitely, chronic illness, or not everybody struggles with these things for sure, but definitely with the autoimmune disease, I think you and I had kind of that connection too, because you struggle with fatigue, and all the things, and how nutrition and knowing when to work out and when not to work out can sometimes be a really hard thing to figure out, a hard thing to master, when you struggle with fatigue. So I know that was a huge thing for you. Very cool.
And like with posture and breathing, like things that you just think you're doing fine, and that's like, oh, actually, there's a whole level. And also that workshop you did about body types, that was really freeing for me. I was actually the first time I was able to be like, oh, this is my body type, and I can work within that and figure out what works specifically for me.
Yeah,
really helpful.
Very cool. Well, awesome. Yeah. And so then just my last question would be, what advice would you give someone who was in the same position that you were in about 6 months ago when you and I started working together?
I would I would really encourage you to channel that frustration and angst into action, and just be like, you know what? I am sick of sitting in this angst and sick of doing this every 6 months, year, whatever your cycle is, and choose to invest in you and with Alicia, because honestly, the amount of all that she gives you, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the amount that she offers every single week. And yes, it's work, but she walks with you. So having those check-ins is really powerful, just to be able to be like, this is where I'm at, and she can talk you off the edge when she needs to, or give you that nudge, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, take action. Don't just sit in it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And moving forward, you know, Andrea is also a coach like me. I think that was really something I wanted to mention too, is, we all have different gifts and talents. And Andrea's worked with me a little bit too on just some of the things that she coaches on. And we all need each other's gifts and talents. And our health just has a huge piece to play in that, and how effective we'll be for the kingdom of God. And so I know God has some great things for Andrea, that he's shown her for her and her ministry. And, taking the time to make the space for yourself in your health will only propel you forward. And I know mindset wise, that's been huge for you. So I really appreciate you sharing your story with us. Sorry, ladies, for the technical difficulties here that we had today, but hopefully you got to see a vision of, Andrea's story. Is there anything else you wanted to share with the ladies, or share about yourself?
I guess the thing that comes to mind would just be the investment part. Like, as females, I think often we're like, yeah, I can invest in the kids, I can invest in the house, I can invest in groceries, whatever. And we think, okay, well, I can't put money into me. And the reality is we are anyways, like either with our Netflix account or either with our caramel macchiatos or whatever. But it's just like, how much am I actually willing to invest in me? And what do I want in the long run? Because I know, like, as a coach, just as a female, it's been a huge journey for me to be like, actually, no, I need to like monthly be investing into my health, and I need to do it in these 4 departments, and sometimes it's 5. And so, yeah, just to allow God to change that mindset from like, I can't, this is selfish. I know that I really had to work through that over the years, that taking care of me was selfish. Like, what a lie from the pit of hell. Like, it is not selfish to take care of the masterpiece that God has designed us to have. And for those of you who struggle with health conditions, I guess my heart goes out for you, and know that God is using you where you are at, but you definitely can thrive where you are at as well. And so I know I had to learn how to thrive in my chronic illness, and then God did release me from it. But there is, when you are in that place, Satan can be such a jerk at saying, yeah, you can't do your purpose. You can, but there's still places that we can change our mindset, and there's still growth and things and tools that are ours. So just keep on reaching out for those things.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I agree 100%. Well, awesome. Well, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I really, again, appreciate Andrea. Thank you for sharing your story with us, your journey, how it's gone for you, how it is going, how you're working on it. So, and then next week, I am actually going to be back next week for another masterclass, because we've got spring break this month. So things are a little rearranged for my schedule. So I'm excited to bring you another training next week. Normally it'll be just a couple times a month. But I really want to help you guys understand how to move forward in some of these mindsets that Andrea's been talking about, and that I work with my clients. And so I want to help you understand how you can change your mindsets to get better clarity, so that you will make the changes you need to for your health journey, but also so that you have the vision for you that you need to have. I think that's what's really important. So also, if you didn't see, we're doing a new devotional this week, and I'm doing a free movement challenge next week. So if you need the details for either of those 2 free things that are going on, put details in the comments, and I will make sure you get that info. But yeah, if you need help understanding how to change your mindsets and get more clarity for your health or your weight loss journey, then just comment clarity below. And of course, I'd love to reach out and chat with you and just see maybe some directions that you could go to work on these things. All right. So that's all I have for today. You guys have a great day. Thanks, Andrea. And I will talk to you soon. Sound good?
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.